Hey guys, and welcome back to Garden of Kayland.
Where plants run free with jokes and clumsiness, let's make it green and wild in the Garden of Kayland.
So the holidays are here and I want to talk about some Hoyas. I did a complete Hoya collection video last Christmas. I'm not doing that this time. It's just too many now. I am going to show a few, and if you missed the last video on Hoyas, then you should definitely go check it out. It's like the first half of my collection, and I really shouldn't even say half. I don't know how many I have exactly, but I'm just breaking them down into segments. But before we get started, hi, I'm Kayla and welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the circus, and be sure to subscribe if plants are your vibe. Now let's look at some Hoyas. First up on today's list is this Hoya Lisa. And the flowers are cool and all, but the foliage is definitely where it's at on this one. I've had this Hoya for a while and it's grown really steadily throughout all seasons. It doesn't really seem to slow down in the winter. Could be because I have massive grow lights on it, but still, it doesn't slow down. It's very consistent. Its glossy leaves just get more colorful the more light you give them. So obviously I like to blast mine with a lot of light because I really want those colors to pop, and they are. I'm fortunate to have all these vibrant colors, like, well, really there's only 2 colors on it right now, but you can see this one is a little bit sun stressed, that one right there. So they do get more pink when they're first emerging, and the sun stressing is so beautiful. This is such a great plant if you want something really colorful, if you want something that kind of stands out and that's kind of easy. I know a lot of people have complained about this one in the past, but for me, it's been kind of a breeze, to be honest. I don't know what I'm doing right, but it's working out. I wanted to see what this plant looked like growing in the wild, and I could barely find any pictures. Very suspicious. Or maybe I'll just have to go to Australia for a vacation. I mean, exploratory voyage, if you will, to see them growing in the wild. But nonetheless, I love the Australis Lisa. I don't have the Australis, I don't think, because I only wanted this for the color of the leaves. So whether this is a real plant or we're living in some kind of simulation and this is a made up one, I know I watch way too much TV. It's been really easy to care for and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, if you know me, you know I love a strange plant, like almost ugly strange. Like this Hoya undulata, you guys, oh my goodness, look at that. What a strange, strange Hoya. At a glance, some people might find this to look slightly sick or just like it's something dying, but I think that it is so, so gorgeous. It's got these wide, like wavy, crazy crinkle leaves that I'd describe as crusty, I guess, or like, I don't know, they're very rigid, very stiff. I love this undulata. And then look at this leaf, how it's sun stressing. So these little speckles would normally be like a whitish color, but since they're sun stressed, they're like pink, but they're almost, I don't know if I can capture it on camera, but they almost look like there's a light up underneath the leaf. I don't know. It's just really weird when I'm looking at it in the cabinet. The world of plants is so vast. Like, just imagine how many other Hoya or how many other plants in general are out there in the world just waiting to be discovered right now. Like, I want all of them, honestly. I've seen some leaves on the undulata reach some pretty impressive sizes. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Mine seem to be on their way, but it's just taking some time. Look at that new little baby leaf coming in right there. Oh, I'm so obsessed with this right now. Do you think that I've maybe convinced my plants that they're in a jungle with the humidity and the lighting? Like, that's kind of where I'm aiming to make them think that they're still in the jungle. And I know the plants behind me are like, girl, you barely remember to turn the humidifier on, but I wish that I could like really simulate the jungle without destroying my house with mold, but this one's doing really well right now. I cannot wait to get those big leaves on there. They're already pretty big now, but I want them even more extravagant. And then of course I'll have to put it up on a trellis, which is fine, but oh my gosh, how crazy is this? So this Hoya was sold to me as a sarawak, AKA latifolia, I guess. I don't know what is going on. Okay, so 2 things. I don't know if this is even a latifolia / sarawak because it's kind of a little bit too splashy and those veins aren't really giving me latifolia. But anyway, pretending that it is, pretending that it is. Yeah, this is just such a weird thing. But at any rate, this one keeps trying to fold up. It has yet to flower. I don't know what is going on with this guy, but I love the big leaves. So I just watered it. You can still see water dripping off of it. But no matter how much I keep up with the watering, these leaves are still doing this. So I'm wondering if they need more humidity. Like maybe humidity would solve this problem. But oh, if I could just get this to act right, it would be so cute. So this Hoya reminds me of a situation last year. I got this, or maybe it was the year before, I don't remember. But I got this plant and it was sold to me as a Hoya macrophylla red. First of all, when I got it, it wasn't red. So there's that. Which I assumed the red was just sun stressing. I don't know. But anyway, now I'm starting to think that one isn't really a macrophylla and that one is the latifolia. Anyway, I don't have anywhere to put him right now. I could move some stuff around, but even when I move, look at that leaf. Look how splashy that is. Like, what is this? Did they label it correctly? I don't know. Even when I move one plant though, I have to reconfigure everything around it, and it's just such a hassle having to move even one plant in my collection. But yeah, I'm thinking he needs some more humidity and maybe he would get his life together. It's been pretty slow growing, especially for something that's right up under a grow light, but I'm not tripping about it being slow growing too much because like I said, it's already a hassle trying to find somewhere for this guy to go. And once he really does, like once even this tendril fills out with leaves, then it's gonna be twice as hard to find a spot for it to go. So where it can thrive at least. So I'm just kind of working on that still, but y'all, if you know what this is, let me know. Let me know exactly which Hoya this is because I'm just not really seeing sarawak in here. Sarawak, however you say it. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. So let me know. And how do I uncurl this leaf? It's getting on my nerves. So you guys, this is my Hoya wayetii tricolor, by the way. And what happened was, oh my gosh, I kind of let this fend for itself in the cabinet. And I was like, do whatever you're going to do. I'm tired of fooling with you. And I left it alone. And then it started growing like crazy. This Hoya is just so gorgeous. It's literally a work of art. Like, it looks like watercolor on here. Doesn't it look like watercolor to y'all? Or is it just me? So we have these dark margins thanks to sun stressing, some dark purples, burgundies, green, yellow, just a rainbow of perfection. This Hoya loves like warm and humid environments, so it is in my cabinet right now. I don't know how much longer it's going to be able to stay in there because I feel like eventually this will start to take over. I'm already having to peel tendrils off of the grow light. So yeah, we're gonna have to move some things around very soon. But it does make me a little bit sad because the cabinet is where it started doing this and I don't want it to stop. Like, this is so pretty. And it started off with just 1 or 2 little leaves on here. So this is so much progress for me and I don't want to do anything to mess this up, but I don't want to harm any other plants or have it growing into a grow light. So yeah, it's definitely something to think about, but the way things are going right now, it's staying where it's at, and I'll be keeping this for a really long time because look at that. Are you serious? That is crazy. The next plant wasn't expensive, but it was kind of hard to find and definitely something very new and interesting. So this is the Hoya R.B. Dick, and I wasn't sure at first if this spotting was like somehow part of the leaf, like the natural color of the leaf, and I still don't know, but the new ones coming in, I can't tell if they have it or not. It looks like they don't, and when I look up pictures of this, I don't see spots on it, so I'm starting to think it's some kind of disease, but I don't know. What do you guys think? This is a great staple Hoya, I think, if you're just getting into them, even though it is a little bit hard to find. I just love how it's making a statement without being too extra and over the top, but it still has some really good sized leaves. And I don't know if this limey light green color is part of like me overwatering. I don't think so. It doesn't look like discoloration. It looks like this is actually the color of the leaves minus the spots. I don't think that's natural, but yeah, I love everything about this. Especially think I would love it once I got it up on a trellis. It definitely would have to be one that's nice and sturdy because these look like, I mean, they're not very thick, but they look like they still probably have some weight to them if there's a bunch of them in a pot. So this Hoya doesn't have a lot of leaves right now. It got 3 and then 2, well, 5 technically, because these 2 are starting to size up, but if it'll focus. But I'm just still loving this, even with very few leaves on it. I get a nice little serotonin boost every time I see it. And again, I'm not sure if this light green is the natural color of it, but I kind of prefer it this way. I'm kind of favoring the lighter green color. So for now, I'm just sticking with it and we'll see what it does. Okay, so this one's kind of festive. This is my variegated incrassata, my neglected little gem. Because why did I have this on a heat mat and I kept forgetting to water it? I'm doing better now though. I took it off the heat mat and I do keep up with the watering a whole lot better. And I'm telling you, this was hanging in there during the neglect phase. But now those true colors are starting to come through, which happened to be a mixture of like pastel greens, a darker green, and this creamy like white color. When this Hoya sun stresses, the lighter colors like this cream color start to turn like pink, and it just really, I think, makes this plant stand out. And I think we have that in common because I look pretty good with a tan too. Anyway, I got this one from a live sale and it took forever just to do this. I mean, granted, I did neglect it for a little while, so that's a me thing, but I'm just so glad that it's finally starting to perk up and do stuff. It kind of reminds me of like the older, kind of washed up auntie of the Hoya Lisa, like the not so great one. Oh my gosh, I'm talking so much trash about this plant right in her face. Anyway, the Hoya incrassata, ladies and gentlemen. This is my Hoya clemensorium black splash, or like dark form splash. And it's kind of all over the place right now, as you can see. It's just kind of doing what it wants to do, but oh my gosh, look how big these leaves are. And I got big hands, y'all. Like, look how big these leaves are. Right now, this is a Hoya that I am so fixated on. And as you can see, it's kind of got tendrils flying all over the place. But oh man, a dark Hoya leaf, like, sign me up, especially when it's like long like this. And now that I'm touching it, it's kind of fuzzy a little bit, especially on the back. Then like these cloudy silver speckles on the surface, just, oh, the texture, everything about this plant just, it makes me want to put it on a trellis and just have obnoxiously large leaves all over it. It's just so striking and just robust. Look at that new leaf coming in. So they're not as dark as at first. It's still slightly difficult to get your hands on one of these right now. So if you see one of these, even just the green form, snatch it up, believe me, and get me one too. I also saw one recently that was called like a clemensorium red, which I fell for that before. Like, is it just sun stressed? Does anybody have it? I feel like it's just a sun stressed like green form and I'm gonna get scammed. I really just love the structure of this plant. Like, I'll take any and every version that's out there. Remind me to revisit this plant. We'll take a good look at it now. So it's got like 5 leaves, or yeah, like 6 leaves. So we'll take a look at it. It's gonna outgrow this planter by then. Cause y'all, this planter, oh my gosh. Like any Hoya that I put in this planter takes off. I'm telling you, these naked root planters skyrocket root growth. Like, oh, there's water dripping out of it. Like, all these little slits will have roots growing out of them. It's just incredible. Anybody who has this, back me up. And anybody who doesn't have this, use my discount code KLAN20 to save 20% off of your purchase. Okay, thanks. So this is one of my OG Hoyas. It is the pubicalyx, but I believe this one is the Royal Hawaiian Purple. I don't know. I think that's what it was. I've had this Hoya for about 3 years, so I really can't remember. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't really give me Royal Hawaiian because it's sun stressing right here, I think. And that would be purple if it was a Royal Hawaiian. But anyway, so this one and the Carnosa were my first 2 Hoyas, and I've had to chop it and propagate it a couple times. So I have a few more of them upstairs that I'm actually gonna end up getting rid of. And let me tell you, the flowers on this guy, absolutely amazing. Seriously, top tier flowers, y'all. And this is another Hoya that has those like long pointed leaves that I love. And it's inexpensive too, so go ahead and snag you one. Like I've seen them at like Home Depot and other big box stores. So definitely not hard to find, very easy to grow. This has been in the same like disgusting container for forever, and I'm sure it would be doing a lot better if I like tended to it more, but as you can see, it's doing fine even under these circumstances. But definitely run and get one of these. You will not be disappointed, especially when it blooms. Like, oh my gosh. And I love how it looks on a trellis, so I can wrap the vines and it's not like as crazy. So if you look at the back of this, it's just full of vines. So having this on a trellis really does help me to like neaten it up a little bit. So then I can focus more on how beautiful the leaves are. I'm thinking I need to do like another major import sometime soon. Risky in the wintertime, I know, but totally necessary. I have so many plants on my wish list right now. So this Hoya was like a random Home Depot find. And usually big box stores are kind of slow or kind of like, I don't know, lacking in the Hoya department. But I found this one and I was like, what the heck? I was like, that looks like a Hoya fitchii, but it was labeled like teacup, anemone or anemote or something like that. And I was like, that looks like a fitchii. So that's what I'm pretty sure this is. And I was so shocked to find this. So I snatched it up as fast as I could. There were others in there too, but this was definitely a great find. Then it started sun stressing and I fell in love with it even more. It looks so exotic, like with these white veins and the sun-kissed red on top of like this green backdrop. It's been growing so well. Like this little baby trellis that's in here is it's not gonna hold up much longer. I think this webbed veination is kind of what takes me away, or maybe it's the sun stressing. I don't know. I love this Hoya. I say that about all of them. Well, almost all of them. Then I have so many new leaves like coming in at once. One time there was 4 and they were sun stressing. Like these last 4, it was just, it's taking me out, y'all. It's taking me out. Someone commented on one of my other Hoya videos, but I guess because I was complaining about these tendrils, and they told me that they are looking for something to like hold on to, something to get support from, and then they'll start growing leaves. So I was like, dang, that might be a really good point. And some things you only learn from experience. Like there's no amount of Googling that can teach you better than experience. And that's why I just love when people comment little tips and tricks on my videos, because I get to learn so much from them. But yeah, that's definitely something I am going to have to experiment with. And it actually makes a lot of sense to me, because I noticed that it doesn't start shooting off these little tendrils until it's off of the trellis. So I'm like, So thank you to whoever that was that left the comment. And now for this lovely caudata Sumatra. There are so many varieties of the caudata, and I want all of them. I really want to get my hands on a large leaf form because I think this would look so incredible with big leaves on it. And I put this trellis in fairly soon after getting it, so it is pushing out a bunch of new leaves on there. What is that? It's just more leaves. I thought that maybe it might be about to bloom, but no, I was wrong. But anyway, oh my gosh, this guy is so thirsty all the time. So I had to put the nursery pot in this decorative pot that doesn't have drainage holes, but even still, this is like this terracotta texture. So yeah, it still does dry out pretty quicker than I want it to. And really, come to think of it, I need to fertilize it. I'd still fertilize my plants even in the winter, depending on where they are in the house. So some plants still get like summer hours of light, if that makes sense. So, and like heat and everything. So I just kind of feel like still fertilize them because they're still growing at a steady rate. They're not really slowing down. But the ones that I have like just on windowsills and things that are just receiving natural light, I don't fertilize those in the wintertime. So you see how that works? Anyway, I'm wondering if that will help my Hoya start to flower. And it's weird because I have a Hoya that is flowering right now and it's in natural light. So I'm wondering, like, what triggers a Hoya to flower? You know what I'm saying? If I can figure out that formula, then I'm gonna have everything blooming at once. Me and this next Hoya have had some major ups and downs, let me tell you. When I first got this, I had this in my cabinet where it grew so well. And then once it outgrew the cabinet, I had to obviously take it out and it just plummeted. It's been out for about 5-6 months now. And even now I still have, like if you look there, these leaves just do not seem to get enough water. There's some other ones that are nice and plump and, you know, juicy, but this little area right here just will not get it together. And for a while, all of the plant was looking like that no matter how much I watered it. So I took it out, examined the roots, and I was like, everything looks fine. So I still don't know. So it's slowly starting to recover, but I really want to see this plant thrive because these leaves are so gorgeous and amazing. I love a pale green or like silvery leaf, especially on a Hoya. When I look at photos, usually there's a lot of green speckles on here, and this one does have a few, like you can see there. There's a little bit of green speckling, but I feel like I'm giving this so much light that it's just straight silver, which is exactly what I was aiming for. And to whom it applies, these are pet friendly. Despite my struggles, I'd say that this one is fairly easy. When I had it in the cabinet, I watered it when it dried out and that was it, and it grew. But now I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm doing something wrong. I just don't know what it is. And I really love that this one told you when it needs a drink. Like this right here is exactly what will happen if this plant gets thirsty. The leaves will start to like kind of wrinkle just like this. So I love that this plant tells you when it's thirsty. Don't pay attention to my case. It's weird that mine is doing that. This particular area just happens to still be thirsty. And this is also perfect for like a hanging planter, just something trailing down. I think it's stunning with these like smaller leaves. They do get bigger, but not too much bigger. So the biggest I've seen was probably double the size of this, but I think still small enough to, you know, to make a nice hanging plant without adding too much weight. Anyway, I really, really hope that this one comes around and starts thriving again because this is gorgeous. This is the newest Hoya that I have, and this is the Hoya Mathilde Splash. Oh, you guys, cut it out. Look at these little leaves. So I just learned that this is a cross between the Carnosa and the Serpens, and of course it is. Of course it is. I love the Serpens so much. I can't get it to do right. I have one. It's looking a little pitiful right now. I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is a good way to like pacify my Serpens needs until I get that one together, because it's giving me the vibes that I'm looking for in the Serpens without the headache. And this one has fuzzy flowers too, like you guys. It is so cute. I don't have any type of like increased humidity, no extra light. It's just right there in my son's room. There is a plant next to it that has a grow light clipped on it. So it's definitely getting some light from that, but OMG, you guys. I've only had it for a few months. So I can't tell you too much about my experience, but it's definitely been growing. It looks great. It adjusted well when it got here. Look, we got some new leaves coming in there. They're so tiny. You can barely see them, but I just think it's the most adorable Hoya that I have that's doing well right now, at least. And I am so excited for the future with this guy. But what do you guys think? I love how it looks trailing down out of this cute little pot, but I also am curious to see how it's gonna do on a trellis. And my problem is that I would propagate this and then just do both, but I'm trying to stop duplicating plants right now. So give me your opinions. You guys always have some good opinions, so let me know. Or put the trellis in here and let it trail down. Somebody said that before, so I can have both in one plant. Whoever that was, bravo to you, because that's a great idea. But I don't know. What do you guys think? And how do y'all do with this one? So guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Let me know which Hoya was your favorite in today's little lineup. But anyway, thank you so much. Y'all are solid. I love you guys so much. You have no idea what a difference you make in my life. And I will see you guys in the next video.